All right, guys, this is the USfanTV Live USA versus Mexico pre-match show, and we're losing our
In
minds
shock?
if this is what the roster is going to be tonight. According to Univision, we're going Guzan, Beasley, Ream, Gonzalez, Cameron, Yedlin, Acosta, Bradley, Areola, Pulisic, and Wood. A 5-4-1.
So 5-4-1, or is it? I mean, Ream either makes a third center defender, central back, or he makes. God, I don't know what to make of this. I mean, I've been trying to go through options of what with a seven changes to the lineup. I've been trying to figure out what it could possibly be.
Yeah,
I figured it had to be Wood alone up top.
Bruce said yesterday there'd be up to seven changes to the lineup, which, I mean, we were talking earlier today. We couldn't figure out who we're leaving out because that's leaving out some of our best players. But Bruce seems to think that because the guys played at altitude a couple nights ago, they needed rest for this one. I mean, I would still put our best team out there and go for it. This is clearly not a go for it lineup. This is a sit back, park the bus, and maybe get one on a counterattack. So the thing that I wrote for our website today, I don't know what to think. I said maybe Tim Howard had a great game and Christian Pulisic would get one late and we'd sneak a 1-0 win. I was feeling good. I don't know that I am now.
I mean, the one thing I was going to say earlier, and the reason I wore this jersey today, is that this is what we wore when we won there back in 2012, and we won it with kind of a haphazard lineup. I mean, we had Zusi in. Why can't I think of his name? Was it Joe Corona who scored, or was it
Michael Orozco?
No, it was Orozco.
It was Orozco Fiscal at the time, yeah.
So it's an odd lineup, or it was an odd lineup. I'm at a loss here. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what it could possibly be. I guess it could be a 3-5-2 or 3-6-1
with like wingbacks, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and then you figure Yedlin has got to be a wingback. I don't know who to say on the left. Maybe we're not going to attack that way on the left. It doesn't, unless that's Beasley's job. But that seems to me that's asking an awful lot for a guy of his age.
We haven't seen this officially from U.S. Soccer. This is Univision reporting it, but I have no reason to not believe them unless somebody just fed them.
Twellman at this point has announced it too. Yeah, and if he's got it, come on, that dude is spot on with his reporting. Like I've yet to see him say something that he didn't like. He knows who he's talking to when he says something. You can pretty much take it as fact if he's reporting it.
I don't know, man. Starting at the back, there's no way I go Brad Guzan over Tim Howard at this point. Bruce apparently feels differently. I guess Bruce just looked at the other night in Denver as we have to get 3 points, and this one's let's sit back, absorb pressure, and just try to stop them from scoring. I mean,
I guess, and it's not like
Pulisic. Look, Pulisic and Wood create some sort of magic moment at some point, but.
Well, I mean, Wood's speed, and this is why I think we were largely why we were predicting him, or calling for him to play against Mexico, was his speed has the chance that if somebody sends a long ball, maybe he runs onto it and he can go all the way, or he can take it down and set Pulisic up or something. His speed gives you the chance to overrun their defense, as I suppose does Yedlin's. But I don't know. I mean, if we're set up this defensively, how much is Yedlin going to get the chance to go forward? Or will it be will Pulisic be kind of a false 9-ish, and maybe that's not even right, almost like a false 10, or I think maybe if it's like a true 10. You know,
Yeah.
he's effectively the second forward there,
Yeah.
and you know he links up with the midfield a little bit more, but that effectively he's there as the 2 up top. I don't know.
I mean, this is the type of shit that we always got mad at Jurgen for. And, you know,
yeah,
we thought Bruce would be the predictable 4-4-2 guy. At least everybody knows what they're doing. I mean, obviously they've been working on this in practice, I'm sure. I'm sure all the guys kind of knew that this was coming, I would hope. But I haven't been this stunned at a U.S. lineup. I don't know ever if I have. So it's, I guess all the confidence that I had this morning is gone because I don't know what this group's going to do. I've never seen them play like this before. So we'll see. But I know that if you're going to sit back and absorb pressure from Mexico, they're going to get one. They're absolutely going to get one. So they're
yeah, I would say this is inviting too much, and to not even. Well, I mean, at least we have Cameron in. But I was going to say, to not kind of have our number 1 defensive pairing out there, which to me, I suspected maybe Brooks wouldn't, because I thought he looked injured the other night. I was kind of surprised he played the other night after he came off in the Venezuela game. And I thought it looked like he wasn't really jumping. He wasn't really running as hard as he could. It looked to me like he was pulling up. And that to me said he's probably still carrying this injury. So I wasn't too surprised to see him not in there. And I guess maybe if you look at it then, okay, if you don't have your 2 best center backs, you find something else. You find a formation that fits the guys you do have. But we have other center backs in there who are passable or you know, reasonable, I guess. Second choices. I think Gonzalez is a good one. You know, Omar has been playing well in Mexico.
Yes, Omar is more than acclimated to the climate and to the altitude. So, I mean, he's one guy I'm excited to see out there. But again, if you're just joining us and you're wondering what we're talking about, this is apparently the lineup we're going with tonight. Guzan, Beasley, Ream, Gonzalez, Cameron and Yedlin, Acosta and Bradley, Areola, Pulisic, Wood. Wow. I mean, we could not have guessed this. We absolutely could not have guessed this. And
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, this is
play for a draw, play for a point now. This is play for a 0-0
kind
draw.
of. And you know, in the end, that is the goal we really set about on these things. And where we stand, we still have the very reasonable, very, very plausible capability to play, you know, home wins and road draws and qualify probably, if not in third, maybe even in second. You know, we have made up a lot of our goal differential. I'd still like to see some things, but should we, you know, beat Costa Rica 2-3-0 or something when they come to us, that probably wipes out any chance of Costa Rica beating us on goal differential at this point, and that would put us pretty solidly, I would say, into second place. So there is still this game. We kind of know not to approach this game with a lot of expectations, but to me, the position we put ourselves in, starting the Hex the way we did, you have to start looking for some points. I think it was a disappointment that we didn't get a road win back in March. I think really that was the goal. We wanted 6, and I think it was a letdown to not get that. So I think at some point we have to get some road wins. And yes, this is the biggest of the road wins. This is a lot to expect, even in a Hex where we say we had a flying start. and we'd open with 2 wins, I think this would still be we'd still be thinking, oh God, this is the game. But in this case, we are in a position where we have to do something. We have to start getting some results away from home to make up for what we lost in the beginning. And this game, we can qualify regardless, but this game always means so much. You don't want to half-ass it.
No, you don't.
It kind of looks like that's what we've done.
It's disappointing to me because we're Americans. We're not used to sitting back and we go for it. It's what we do. And to see a lineup coming out that doesn't look like we're going to go for it. I mean, I hope that in the post game we're here singing Bruce's praises and calling him a genius and a mastermind for this, and that it actually worked. But right now, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm disappointed. I have no idea what to expect now, and I don't know. I'm seeing on Twitter, security guards are taking away scarves and American flags for American fans coming in, and it looks like they're calling our fans Puto. They're chanting Puto at it. So classy as usual. I'm sure the bags of piss and the batteries are ready to go.
You can watch for my hashtag tonight. God, guys, I'm watching your comments. Yeah, Guzan, look, he's still a sound keeper, but to me, this isn't the game you throw him into when he's come off of such a horrible end of the season, really a horrible season. I guess you could say almost a horrible 14 months or something. The last 2 seasons have not been positive for him. And to see then that, Bruce has made it clear that Guzan is number 2 at best, and here we're sticking him in. I don't understand how much did Howard really have to exert himself the other day. Whatever, but so
Howard plays his home games in Denver.
I know. I know.
It can't be that. I think if Tim Howard's healthy, you go with Tim Howard. I like Brad Guzan. I met Brad Guzan the other night. He's a fantastic dude. I think he's a solid keeper. I just think Tim Howard's better. And in this game, I want Tim Howard.
Howard is absolutely the guy, the guy with the momentum. And on top of it, I think you could call this an experimental lineup. Like, I feel like some of the ideas I've offered over the last couple of weeks have been experimental. This to me
Holy shit.
This to me is Klinsman changing the lineup before the Mexico game back in November. Just kind of out of the blue experimental. And that to me is not when you stick in the guy who is a sound keeper but may not have his ego, mind, whatever in the right place. This is where you stick in the shot stopper. Because, by the way, who the hell knows what's going to happen?
It is out. US Soccer released it. It is a accurate lineup. If you're joining us, people are asking again. Here it is one more time. Guzan, Beasley, Ream, Gonzalez, Cameron, Yedlin, Acosta, Bradley, Areola, Pulisic, Wood. I think we might be sitting back tonight, guys.
I mean, I guess if Areola's playing on the left, maybe, then I could see. But man, then you're putting him in front of Beasley probably, because I've been trying to think, like, could this be a 4-4-2 if Yedlin's the right midfielder? But then you're putting Areola in front of Beasley, and Areola's not a defensive specialist. I mean, long term we want him as the guy over Bedoya, but Bedoya in a situation, I really kind of thought Bedoya might start in a situation like this because he's
defensively sound.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this is when we could use that. I thought if anything, Areola would have a chance in the last game, and you'd save kind of Bedoya for this because you're sort of accepting his offensive limitations. Here, we're going to have, I guess, maybe a strong attack at the midfield, but not a lot of, depending on how we do this, not a ton of defensive cover, or not the defensive backup that we've come to expect.
The other night when I was in Denver, we were talking about Kellen Acosta and how, he's an excellent player, but maybe Bruce is trying to ease him in. No,
Bedoya is ruled out due to injury, somebody says here.
Okay, Bedoya is out due to injury. Does anybody know, has anybody heard if Tim Howard was hurt, or is this actually just he wanted to go Gazan? But somebody asked that a while ago, and I've been checking Twitter. I have not seen that. But yeah, back to Acosta. I mean, I guess Bruce sees him as ready. And I mean, I think he's a pretty solid player. I'm pretty comfortable with Acosta being out there, and maybe he'll prove me wrong. But wow, I mean, yeah. Adam says Jurgen 2.0. That's exactly what I thought of when I first saw this. It's kind of the same
how it feels.
Exact feeling that we had in Columbus. We're excited. We see the lineup. We're like, the fuck. At least with this lineup, I will say I can kind of see what he's going for. He's going for bunker and counter is what it looks like to me. So with Jurgen's lineup, there was empty space on the field that no one was occupying. I had no idea what was going on. This one, I can kind of at least see what he's going to be doing. So Villafaña is a good question. Pranav, I thought Jurgen rated him highly, but apparently he doesn't fit into this. We did see the second half of the Venezuela match, they did shift into a 3-5-2. So maybe that was preparation for this. I don't know. Somewhat, but if that's the case, then you are playing Pulisic at a full out forward. I mean, he's not going to be as high on the field as Wood. You want Pulisic with the ball a little bit more to be a playmaker, but I don't know. I just hope Hunter says we'll lose 80-0. I don't know about that, but I don't feel as good as I did.
All right. I'm while we've been talking, I've been trying to come up with some other possibilities. What if it's like a 3-1-2, or like what if Cameron's sort of playing as a stopper kind of position ahead of the back three?
Maybe.
And then he's almost backing up maybe Bradley, and then Acosta gets to kind of play box to box somewhere in there. So you've got, in a sense, defensive midfielder, box to box guy somewhere
like
in the attack, shuttling kind of throughout there. I'm making notes. I'm like, I'm literally drawing like, what could it be here? Like as I every time you talk, I look down. Like, what could I?
Ricardo's here, our friend Ricardo.
And then,
Buena suerte, Ricardo. I think that you may be in for a win tonight after seeing what Bruce Arena is putting out on the field. So we'll see, but we don't feel very, very confident.
I mean, there are some things like, as I saw someone's comment go by, no Marquez, no Layun. It is one of the things I was going to note about, like Marquez not being there. As we've talked in the past, this kind of generation, this crop, whatever, of Mexican players doesn't seem to have the same
level of hardness,
spitefulness.
Yeah.
Just general prickitude. I will copyright that term. As like some of the guys of the past. Marcus is really the last of that group. So I don't think you're in as much danger of like Pulisic getting his ankles broken or his knee destroyed if we should get an early goal or something.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I don't think that Azteca carries the same danger maybe that it once did, or the same threat. But I don't think we're really even putting forth we're not putting our best foot forward to challenge that threat or to provide a threat of our own.
Yeah, I mean, I debated this because Osorio to me is a more tactically minded. He's a thoughtful, he's an intelligent coach. Past Mexican coaches probably would have just sent out destroyers to try to ruin Christian Pulisic. I didn't know if we would get that with him. And it seems with the lineup he's put out, as the Mexican team gets younger, they get more European, more, they're not Liga MX guys who are there to stomp on you when you're down on the ground. They're a bunch of pretty boy band guys, a lot of them. I mean, that's how I view Chicharito. He's a very talented player, but I don't view him as a tough player. So it's a different Mexican team than we saw 10 years ago. But a guy like Blanco wouldn't stand for guys being weak on the field. That's for sure. He was a warrior. But they're more talented and they're more tactical than they have been in the past. And the one thing I will say is I don't think they prepared for this. Osorio on the Men in Blazers podcast said that he expected Roos to come out in a 4-4-2, and that may have been just gamesmanship, but I can almost guarantee they didn't prepare for this. So there's that.
I could, if Pulisic plays as a forward, I guess I could see where it could be a 4-4-2, because you could have Wood and Pulisic up top, Ariel on the left, Acosta and Bradley in the center, Yedlin on the right.
Right.
Beasley on the left at back, Cameron and Omar in the center. Probably Omar Cameron if we're going left to right. Ream on the right, Gazan in the goal. That could probably play out as a 4-4-2. As I'm sort of mapping this out, I almost wonder if it's going to be like a 3-1-2-2-1-1, where you have this is what I started to say. I had to finish kind of drawing it out.
Okay.
So I could really figure. So you go starting from the back here on the left, Beasley, Omar, Ream. Just in front of him, you get Cameron in sort of like an extra defensive midfielder stopper position. My personal position when I was a youngster. Acosta and Bradley ahead of that. Bradley is sort of the real defensive midfielder, then kind of playing like a 6 or something like along those lines. Acosta is sort of the box-to-box guy, kind of next to him, or helping move the ball between him and say Pulisic. Then you got Ariel on the left, Yedlin on the right as kind of your two real midfielders, your wing backs in a sense, but really providing all your width. And then you got Pulisic in a central role, and Wood up top.
Yeah,
but
when you say it like that, it's not as crazy, but.
There are ways to make sense of this. And the one thing I'll say is, yes, we finally have some depth to our roster. For the big thing when people say like this, even when people are complaining in March that in November, that how terrible the US is and how much we suck and everything, it was like, oh no, we looked horrible. Having said that, this is the best we've ever been. And it's not that some of the guys of the past couldn't have made it into this team. It's that we've never had this kind of depth. I mean, for the most part, we had to hope we had our best 11. And we didn't always even, I would say, have 11, but we had 11 guys who maybe were our number ones. And that was it. We now have, 15, maybe even 18 guys that you could kind of slot in. And that might be 1A. They might not quite be the absolute number one, but for the most part, you could slot a number of them in and still have a pretty good representation of our country.
I've got from Paul Carr at ESPN. He'll blow your mind. This is his thought on what's going to happen tonight. Gazan and goalie, 5 across the back. Beasley, Ream, Gonzalez, Cameron, Yedlin. Your 2 central midfielders are Acosta and Bradley. He's got Pulisic on the left, Areola on the right, and Wood up top. I think Pulisic, if he is positioned wide, will have the freedom to go inside as much as he pleases. So,
yeah, I mean, he's open to do whatever the hell he wants at this point. This is very clearly his team. Everything is set up around him. This is. He's your free player, but God, I don't know.
All right, let's see what's else going on here. It seems like the reaction on Twitter is the same reaction that we're having to this lineup. I wonder what Mexico's thinking right now, and what Osorio's thinking, and if this wacky of a U.S. lineup has him thinking he's going to make any kind of last minute changes. So to formation or to tactics. And he's probably doing the same thing we're doing, looking at the team sheet and going, where is he going to put them? because
Yeah,
we just don't know. And that, I guess, to Bruce's credit, that's a good thing. That's about the only good thing I can think of. The fact that, I'm excited to see Kellen Acosta play. I'm excited that Bobby Wood is actually playing forward. It seems now, thinking about it, that putting Josie and Clint up top the other night and putting Bobby in at the end of the game was specifically to rest him for this game. So you see kind of a plan here, which is something you couldn't figure out with Jurgen. At least if Bruce is failing with a thought process that you can kind of understand. So I just don't know. I'm Apple Juice says it's a weird lineup, but he's intrigued by it. I mean, I am too. I'm excited to see, a little scared, but excited to see what it's going to look like. I hope that after Columbus, you and I were both upset that Jurgen would
dejected.
That Jurgen specifically
Angry,
would, in the first game of the Hex against our biggest rival, come out with something insane,
change everything.
And we felt like, you come out in your lineup and do it. That's clearly not what Bruce is doing tonight. And I'm glad Omar's out there. I'm glad Kellen Acosta's out there. I'm glad Bobby Wood's out there. So there's some changes that I'm excited about, but to get into this formation, I think you're sacrificing some of your better players. And Fabian hasn't been great the last couple of matches, but he's still not going to be intimidated by the environment. He's not going to Timmy Chandler the situation and give up. I'm shocked to not see him. Obviously, Darlington Nagby's not out there because he's more of an attacking player, and Bruce is obviously going for a very, very defensive team here. But I guess there's aspects I'm excited to see. I still don't understand Brad Guzan. How tired could Tim Howard really be?
Yeah.
But
I just saw a comment.
Is there a tactical change, a mid-game change coming planned? And Ricardo just brought this up. Does he come out in this and at halftime, depending on the score, have something else up his sleeve that he thinks he can switch to with only the 3 changes? I don't know. Reem, I've never rated Reem that highly. I hope he proves me wrong. We'll see. I did see U.S. Soccer put something out, and he was interviewed in it yesterday or today or something like that. And I'm thinking, why are they talking to him? He's not going to play.
Little did you know, Deuce does not look happy getting off the team bus in the video they were showing. They're showing a team arriving right now.
Oh, God. I mean,
someone on Twitter says, if Jurgen did this versus Mexico, there would be an uproar. But all these commentators are like, strong lineup. I want to know who the hell's saying that, because
are the Fox? I'm not watching Fox right now. I'm sure with
I have Fox on, but they just finished with I don't know, whatever kind of racing they had on. I think it was drag racing. They're in commercials now. They're showing a promo for the game right now. To give you TJ's take, someone said, I wonder what he's calling for a 3-5-2, and who he says makes 0 sense to him. The rest actually sounds okay to him. He says the rest sort of makes sense.
He always takes. It could be anything. Bruce could put out a team of 11 goalkeepers, and TJ would go. Like if we're arguing 1 point,
well, if it was 11 goalkeepers, TJ would love it.
A team of goalkeepers.
TJ was a goalie all his life, so yeah.
But if we say one thing, TJ he'll inevitably come up with the counter view. So that's what he's good for.
Yes, the part of, like, if you guys go watch my dejected anger after the November game. At one point, TJ starts discussing the game, and Pat and TJ start laughing. And it's because I was going like, "Come on!" Like, yell at me. Yeah. I was trying to key him up. I was like, "Do it!" I was like, "I've got more. You yell, I'll come back." That was I think that was the only thing that made me laugh after that game. But yeah, I don't know what the hell to think. They just Fox just went live with Jermaine discussing the game. I can't hear it, so I don't know exactly what he and Rob Stone are talking right now about. Presumably the atmosphere and what to make of this lineup, or what Bruce is thinking. I don't know. I'm at a loss.
Dominic's angry. I don't blame you.
Aaron, I'm not in disagreement that I really hope a pissed off Dempsey comes on in the second half. Yeah, that might actually be a good thing. That might be how we get a goal. Man, this is.
All right.
TJ's watching because he says I suck. So thanks, TJ.
Yeah, that's pretty par for the course. All right, so experimental lineup in the most difficult place to play in all of North America against our biggest rival in a game that I would say, need a point. I know that technically we don't, if you do the math, but I don't want to, I don't want to write this one off. I think we need a point, and it would be great to get 3. I don't know that that's going to happen tonight now. But like I said, I hope that we come back. We are going to be doing a post-match show immediately after the match. So, come back and hang out with us after the match, and we'll be sorting through this whole thing. But I hope that we're singing Bruce's praises and calling him a genius at the time, and not doing what we did after the Columbus-Mexico match. But I'm now not as confident as I once was.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, I've been nervous all day, but I felt like there were some things that you could be positive about. In the end, look, this is the most important game to our team. The 2 times the 2 times in qualifying, we'll say that we play Mexico, are the 2 most important games of our qualification cycle every single time. So the guys are up for this game. We aren't as bad as we appeared in November. Mexico isn't as good as they appeared in November. I think both sides gave something up there. But man, this was our chance to, I think, save a little face and get our comeuppance. Say, yeah, fine, you got one over on us, but now we can get one back. And to see that we're not really taking it, I understand. I guess if you look at it pragmatically, they're announcing it. It is going to be a 3-4-2-1 according to this. Guzan in the back, Reem on the left, Cameron in the center, Omar on the right, DeMarcus on the left in midfield, Kellen Acosta and Bradley in the center, Yedlin on the right, Pulisic on the left up top. Ariola on the right up top, Bobby Wood as the lone striker. So a 3-4-2-1 according to this.
Wow.
Actually, they're calling it a 3-4-3 here. I mean, the way it's lined up, it looks more like a 3-4-2-1, but I guess I can see it as a 3-4-3. It's I don't know what to say.
So the 3 up top are Pulisic's on the left, you said?
Yes.
And then Ariola's on the right and Woods in the middle?
Yes.
So presumably then Kellen Acosta is going to be the one coming forward and not Michael Bradley, I would think?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, Bruce is on FSN1 right now talking about the team. We should probably wrap this up and go watch the pregame ourselves. We will be back here after the match. Everybody come join us. Either we're going to be happy or sad, and then Ricardo will be the other thing. And he'll either be – he's a good guy. He's not going to gloat if they win, but we'll see. So
I am doing my good luck tequila.
Oh, let's do it on camera. Go ahead.
All right. To Mexico. Fuck Mexico.
At our first ever
See you guys in a few hours.
Our first ever US-Mexico match, Chris did a shot of tequila on Telemundo like 5 or 6 times because they kept saying they weren't rolling. So he now does a shot of tequila before every US-Mexico match. So hopefully it brings us some good luck.
I do them before almost every game.
That's true. You do
it. It has worked out well. I think we've only lost like 5 times in the last 12 years or whatever it is. After I've done a shot of tequila, I I've saved it a few times when I knew there was no chance, but we have pulled off some games that I really didn't expect. That what the hell? So here's just something positive today. On that note, I think you guys are done until at least halftime.
We will see you later. Go USA.
Go